Yes, we are already
We are
live.
live. Yay, yay, yay.
Hello,
Ah,
hello, everyone.
hello,
I'm
everyone.
glad, Janet, that you're here again.
Yes. So great topic. I know I went ahead of the game, but I am Janet Altagracia. This is my
Maria del
teacher,
Sol.
Maria del Sol, my inspiration,
Oh my gosh, Janet, you are my
doing
inspiration
so much
too.
wonderful work.
Yes, we are.
So welcome. Go grab your water, your tea,
Your
your your
coffee.
comfort food. You know what I mean? Your comfort drink.
Yes, one
And
snack. We're gonna be talking, bringing some topics here of consciousness. So thank you for joining us. And we are here every Friday for the ones that are maybe new.
yes,
We
absolutely.
will be here every Friday at 8, unless your daughter
Yes,
does.
I'm gonna be a grandma. Yay!
Yay!
And my little Aria, that's her name.
Aria?
Aria.
Oh, Aria. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's gonna be her
Aria.
name. How
Yes,
beautiful.
she's already been introduced in Facebook Live. She is so comfortable in my daughter's belly that my son that is coming all the way from Virginia is gonna make my daughter run so you can bring that baby on.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. She is 41 weeks and she's still,
With her big belly. Oh my
oh my
God.
God. So she's very comfortable there.
New
Where did
creation.
this girl learn to be so comfortable?
You know, it's like I said, beautiful creation. I'm so looking forward to the energy that's already felt. She's coming to inspire us. I love it.
Definitely. And to create a change.
And to create, which is exactly what the topic is about.
Yes, because you are creating a change, because you are facilitating not only your reality and but also facilitating the path of your descendants and your grandchildren.
Mhm.
That would be your first grandchildren,
That would
right?
be my first granddaughter.
Grandchild,
Yeah,
your
grandchild. Yes.
granddaughter. Yes,
Yes.
that's so beautiful. So you are doing part of the work
Mhm.
for her. She doesn't know it, but you are.
Thank you.
Yes,
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 so that means that she's
definitely.
gonna be an enlightened child.
Who knows?
Who
Maybe, of
knows,
course.
right?
Yes, definitely. Why not?
Even though I'm still working on that,
Yes.
that's a everyday process.
Yes, believe it or not, let's just talk about this because I think it's very important to know that when we mothers take care of freeing our family system from what we are carrying, we liberate our children of carrying the same burdens as we used to carry without even knowing. And so we should congratulate ourselves, Janet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, let's just look at your daughter, your older daughter Anna, who became a champion.
Well, I have a lot to brag about today.
Definitely.
Yes, I
Yes.
have a daughter. She's a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and she is the national champion in the United States for her weight class.
Bravo.
Yeah.
And I mean, she tried different times to become first, to have
The first
first
one.
place, right? And we actually were constellating, but why is it that my daughter? Because if you don't win, there's something within you that you don't feel you can win.
Exactly.
That is a perspective in the mind that I'm not good enough, or what is it in you that you don't get to manifest what you want? Yes, it requires training, it requires discipline, it requires all of this knowledge, experience, but also there is the psychological part of us that is in us. We cannot recognize it, but it's limiting that manifestation. So that was, I would say, Anna's cases. So I feel like that trophy is also mine.
It belongs to all of us.
Because I was, okay, Janet, so what part of you feel that you cannot do these things, that you procrastinate, or that you don't feel like you're enough, or what is it? We were constellating this and that to facilitate Anna's possibility
To win.
to win.
And it's so funny because it started when I was in second grade. I was doing a spelling bee. And because I'm Hispanic, when they gave me the word, I spelled it phonetically, but in Spanish. So I lost. I was second. And
You
Anna,
were second.
I was
That's it. And
second.
I was second
And
all the time.
we figured that that was it, and we call it the second, being second. At one point we were calling it the curse. You know what I mean? But then we did a constellation, remember?
Yes, I remember.
And I'm like, oh my god. Then I sat down, I shared it with my daughter, and I'm like, we have to break that karma. We started doing a lot of work on that. And I remember one of the things she told me, like when we were like waiting for the next day, which is the deciding day, I told her, forget everything, just focus on the mind. That's all it is. And she told me after she won, she goes, Mommy, that's all I did. I spent like 2 to 3 hours just meditating, just visualizing, just saying erase, being second, I'm a win, I'm a champion.
My mom was the second and first.
Right, yeah. So that I released that, and
Yes. And we are all the winners.
and we are all the winners. So we celebrate her. We celebrate her.
How
because-
amazing. I so love this story. See how we can manifest things and our children can manifest their reality different because we are helping facilitating their path by freeing ourselves from
Exactly.
those experiences of the past or our ancestors' past.
And the beauty of it is that I wasn't even aware that that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was through
it's all unconscious.
constellation.
It is all unconscious.
It's all unconscious. So like
Yeah.
once I did the constellation, which I highly recommend to everyone.
Yes.
I
Janet is a
recommend that.
facilitator.
And that's
What's
the
your
reason
number,
why-
Janet? To facilitate.
407-460-5756, 407-460-5756. And it was like very eye-opening to me because I'm like, look at that. Something that happened to me was affecting my daughter.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I healed it that she was able to overcome it.
How amazing. I just think that this is amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
It's powerful
Janet.
stuff.
It is
Thank
so
you.
powerful. So Janet is one of our graduates from our institute. We have an institute to teach, where I teach constellations, family constellation work. If you decide to do your own process and also to become a facilitator. So look where or what we can accomplish when we decide to take this journey.
And just to add to this, because we will always go through our challenges because that is just part of life. But having the constellation is like you go through it differently.
Yes.
More awareness, and it's shorter. The pain is shorter.
The pain is shorter. And also it's up to you to be willing to see your truth.
And so you become more in your subconscious mind more.
Yes.
Which is really nice.
Yes, definitely. Okay, Janet.
Ready?
Yes, we're ready. So let's talk about today's topic.
Juicy
Yes,
topic.
we have a juicy topic, and we have some people here on Instagram, and we have some people on Facebook, some people on YouTube. Thank you so much for being present tonight. We are so glad to see you or to feel you again, because actually we don't see you, but we feel you. And that's the beauty of it. We are here at service every Friday, bringing this information on how to heal your ancestors and those unresolved memories of the past that don't allow us to manifest what we want. And for that, of course,
we have Maya wrote this wonderful book,
Alchemy for the Soul.
Yes, and like I say, buy the book because it is an absolutely transformational companion for you. It will just help you go through this process. It will help you go through this process in such a beautiful, powerful way.
Yes, and also understanding, because many people want to understand first, why am I so following these patterns and how can I break from them? It's not about understanding them. It's about feeling free of them. And for that, you need something called family constellations, facilitations or experiences. And in this book, we have 22 systemic exercises that you can practice to liberate certain things, to transform them, to integrate them, because it's about all of it. We need to integrate, liberate, transcend. All of it is here. So if you feel called to it, go to Amazon and you can find Alchemy for the Soul in paper version as well as in Kindle.
And I'm also going to plug this, Maya. She also has this in an actual program.
Yes.
So tell them about that.
Yes, yes. For the ones that I just get sleepy when I start reading, I cannot read this, that. Well, we have it in videos. So we have now Soul's Journey on Hotmart. Hotmart is a platform that holds a program, this program that is made of videos. There are like 40 videos around 40 videos where I explain the content and then I do the exercises and then you will be following me. So it'll be easier for you to do the exercises because you are I'm in front of you. And so we are doing it together. It's not live, it's recorded.
But it's still visual and it's still auditory.
Yes.
So, she covers all the senses.
Yes.
So whichever style works for you, we have a way for you to really work with your soul.
Definitely. So it's called Soul's Journey in Hotmart. Okay. All right. So let's go to the topic, Janet. So today's topic is we fear to make it differently than our clan.
I mean, I've been there.
I've been there too. And it is a fear. Sometimes it's like, no, it's not a fear. I really want to do it differently. But why don't you do it differently? What is it that it keeps you so tight to the structure or the old structure of your culture or your family system? We all have that sense of, if I don't do it like them, then they will reject me. And then I feel like I'm not belonging. And then I will feel alone, abandoned, or rejected. Those are the two main things I would say. I will feel abandoned and I will feel rejected. And how do those make you feel? Just think about it. Sadness, anxiety. What comes to you when you feel like you are abandoned or rejected?
It's that fear. That's what you fear.
Yes, insecurity, maybe.
Yes, insecurity.
You will feel insecure. Oh my God, I don't have protection. Oh my God, I'm not gonna be protected. But if I have my family, at least I feel like I have someone that can protect me, that can take care of me. If I'm sick, this happens to me, I know I have my family, right? So there is a part of you that feels this fear of making things different than they have done, because you feel that you betrayed them, and then you don't want to feel judged by them or excluded by them because you're doing it differently.
And that's a lot of the unconscious loyalty that we have, that we don't even realize it.
It's all unconscious.
It's all unconscious.
We don't recognize it, or we don't see it. No, don't even see it. It's like, no, I don't feel that way. Like today I had this case of this girl who came to Constellate, and she didn't want to see things as they were showing in front of her. I mean, she was like, no, that's not that energy. No, that's not that energy. No, I think this is just, I thought it was different. So she wanted to keep going and thinking the way she wanted to think, because we are so trained and conditioned that we don't want to see differently. So at a certain point I said, well, listen, I am here not to debate what is showing you. I'm just here to show you what is and where you are psychologically and where your family system is and how you're connected to it and what you're following. So my job here is to show you what is, and then you can take it as you want it. But I'm not going to lie to you, because I don't want to be doing that. So she finally kind of surrendered to what was. And finally, she decided or she gave herself permission to take the transcendence.
And that's the thing. It's like we have to consciously give ourselves permission.
Yes.
Because it's so ingrained in us, to, like I said, to not rock the boat. Yes. You know what I mean? To stay in the pattern that we learned. So, and surrendering to give ourselves permission, that's very courageous.
It is. It is, because it's letting go of control.
Yes, that's a big one.
And surrendering to what is not comfortable. It's that, but I wanted it to be differently. I want to see it differently. It's not that way. I want it to be this way, but it's not. So we must um, just be aware that not everything that I see, that the way I see things are the way they are. There are many ways. Like if you have one, let's say, topic on the table, you can walk around that topic and see all the perspectives around and see everything that is involved in that situation from different perspectives. And see that is not one. You're only seeing one, but maybe there are 100.
Yes.
And those 100 are 100 possibilities for you to recreate a change.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. So let's begin.
Let's begin.
Yes. So let's go to the book. For the ones that are following this club, we are on page number 262.
I'm like, wow.
Yay! We are actually halfway, Janet.
Yeah. More than half, actually.
More than half, yes, you're right. So let's see what the book says. We can see that the human being needs to feel belonging, loved, and accepted. The question is, where does this need for belonging and approval come from? We can talk about this one, Janet.
The belonging and approval, that's a huge, huge one.
Yes.
It's huge.
So, do you think an animal feels like they don't belong? Like animals feel like they don't belong? What about plants?
No.
So, who are the only ones that think that don't belong?
Us.
Humans.
Yeah.
Yes. So when we accept to come to live this experience of being a human, we somehow disconnect, and we don't disconnect. We are never disconnected from our source. We are always connected to our source. What happens is that, let's say, that part of the experience of being here is that we won't be able to see everything that is. So since we perceive through the senses and we don't have this third eye so open, we don't get to see it all, then when we arrive here, we think that what is here is what is. But in reality, we are not abandoned, but we feel abandoned. Why? Why is that? Because we are a fragment of the spirit. So just think of that. We are a fragment of light of the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think twice, oh my gosh, then I'm very powerful, right? As a soul, you are a little fragment of that light of the creator. So when you come here, when you are in this state of the soul, you are so powerful, right? But when you come to the body, to a human body, especially when you're born, just born, maybe that's what's happening to your granddaughter. Doesn't want to come.
Right, she's not ready. She's like, she's comfortable.
So you say, oh my gosh, how can I be so vulnerable when I was so strong? You know, it's a transition from the state of soul to being inside a
human
body. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So look how interesting to see this, because then at certain point when you feel that you are a baby and vulnerable and that you are here, and then you depend on others to grow, to be nurtured, to be loved, to be having what you need, you know, your needs fulfilled. And so that at certain point, when you feel this frustration of maybe a parent that cannot be there for this child, maybe abandoned, maybe adopted, maybe this and that, whatever happened, right? We all have different cases. Then somehow it is frustrating. You feel like, oh, I feel abandoned, right? And we are never abandoned, because we are part of that oneness. But since we don't see the oneness, we only see just barely what we get to see with our eyes and feel with our hands, and whoever can, you know, embrace us
Just the five senses.
Mom, dad. So
Yeah.
this becomes my whole world because I only can feel the connection through this touching.
Mhm.
But if I don't have that as a child, then I feel abandoned, right? And then I feel abandoned because I feel lost. I don't see my true connection. So that is a need. It becomes a need for a human that I feel like this is important for me. And it is important for me to feel that I belong to a clan, that I have a family, something where I can feel supported. And yes, of course, the mother in the systemic view, the mother represents the security. Yes, because the child is connected to the mom from the womb
Yeah.
and
The
feels
umbilical
like,
cord.
yes, so it feels like I have this earth mother. The mother represents the earth, the security, the love, the nurturing. But if I didn't have that, somehow that's going to be affecting you psychologically for the future. And then, of course, your fire also has a value, right? Because the masculine energy in you also represents more of that protection, and also that sort of that strength
And feeling safe.
and feeling safe. Yes. So all of these energies are part of what is here, right? And but all of that, even though it's provided or not by the parents, the universe still is providing that for you. You just don't see your true parents. We only see our human parents, but we don't get to see our true parents, which are those cosmic parents, right? And the Mother Earth, who is the one, our mother, our true mother, the one that provides the abundance, which is nurturing, just as when you are a baby. Even though you are an adult or whatever age, Mother Earth, still a mother, providing for you, right? And also, you have a body, and if you are healthy, that's your mother nurturing you properly. And if you have a place to stay, that's your mother providing a place for you to stay. Is holding you. Mom is always holding me. Yes, but in the human condition, we don't see our cosmic parents. We only see our human parents. So when we don't have those needs fulfilled by those parents, those human parents, we feel abandoned. And no baby can survive without that care, that love, that nurturing, that security. Yeah, all of this. And so that's why for us is very important the belonging. Just the clan, the family. We were talking about the family, how to transcend the family system in order to become authentic myself. And we need to integrate this part of how we see it to see it differently in order to get to myself and to take those cosmic parents and know that the universe has got my back. So it's a process. Jung, Carl Jung used to call this the process of individuation.
Yeah.
The process of individuation is that of when you have to leave home, not physically, psychologically.
I mean, who was taught that you have to leave home psychologically? Because I'm listening to Maya, I'm like, oh yeah, you are taught like you leave home physically. We don't even aware that that we have to leave it psychologically as well.
Yes, exactly. So we have this thing that if I don't, my family wasn't there for me, I have these gaps, these voids. I feel empty because I didn't get what I needed, maybe, that that I'm missing something. And we are in reality, we are not missing anything. Because the one who brings us here to live this experience is life itself.
That's something too that we need I know I had to wrap my head around that. Like I'm not missing anything, but I don't have this, I don't have that. Because a lot of time we just focusing in what we don't have instead of being grateful for what we do have.
Yes.
Again, it's just conditioning, but
it is conditioning.
It is what it is.
Because we think that a mother should do this, a father should do that, a family should be this and that, and that a family is support. If I don't have it, then I don't feel supported. Yes, all of those are beliefs that are limiting our possibilities to do it differently, to grow, to evolve.
And it keeps us in the spiral, in the circle, like a hamster, spinning the wheel over and over in the same way.
Yes. And we cannot grow if we don't go to our past and integrate all of what happened in our past. That means our history with our parents.
Whether it was a good history or a bad history.
Which is not good or bad. It was
right, exactly.
what it was.
It's just what it was. It's the yeah. It's just what it was.
Yeah. Yes. So it is important to understand that the human needs that, but the spirit in you knows that you don't need that. But you can be grateful for those parents who were your channels to bring you here, and to know that you have someone else taking care of you.
And that's very comforting. You know, like if I say, if anything you take from this is just that you have your cosmic parents always taking care of you.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes. So when we get to understand that if I'm a fragment of the spirit, then who's taking care of you? The spirit itself. But to get to that sort of positioning into that is a process.
That's the work.
And part of the process is liberating your past, your ancestors' past, what is limiting for you to get there. Yes. And also, of course, letting go, because we need to let go of the family system in order to take life.
And that's a tough one for a lot of us.
Yes.
For a lot of us, I know it was very hard for me.
Yes. So choosing yourself is not easy.
Isn't that something?
Choosing yourself is not easy.
It's like, I hear you say, I'm like, it's not, but you know what? It's not.
Yes,
it's not easy.
It's possible, though.
It's possible. And it's recommended.
Of course it is. I myself feel so comfortable to say that. I would say that I accomplished that. I feel that way, you know. That's how I see my family. I love them deeply where they are with their things, but I prioritize, for example, this light in me that came to serve life, and that became really my true purpose, my engine.
That's why she's such an inspiration, because I'm still in the process. I'll be honest. And she inspires me. I said, I want to be like you when I grow up.
Janet.
Inspires me, but it's tough. You know what I mean? It's
not easy work. When you have children and when you have these parents, and then the demands of everybody's like, oh, I need to save this person and that person, I need to help. Why do you have to be the helper? Why do you have to be the saviors? They also have cosmic parents. They also are being taken care of. They don't see it well, but that's not your part to give that to them. To take care of yours.
And that's very big, because we all want to be the fixer, the rescuer. I am very guilty of that.
David, I want to be like you guys both when I grow up too.
He's another one of our facilitator. He just graduated.
Yes, another graduate, David Benison. Just in case you also want another facilitator of family constellations, David is also one of our graduates that is also facilitating. So thank you, Dave, for being around. Well, you know, we are all mirrors.
Yes, so we all pick our clan.
Yes.
And we pick the one that are going to teach us.
Definitely.
And help us grow and evolve.
Yes. Like lately, I have been seeing these family constellations that have been happening lately. For example, the other day I had one where I had this lady who wanted to save her mother. And I'm seeing my sister and my mother because my mother is going through a rough time at this moment, and how when the mother becomes so dependent on the daughter, it's like the daughter becomes the mother of the mother. And I was just seeing the picture, and I was seeing the constellation and the whole scene in front of me. I said, "Oh my God, that's what's happening," And I'm not falling into it. And my mom was saying these things and that, and I said, "Well, if that's your choice, I respect it," And I was just good with it. She wanted to. She just
that right there takes a lot of courage.
think.
You know what I mean? It does, because it's like understanding that love starts with loving yourself, and it's not a bad thing. But in also doing that, she empowers her mother. You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's one of the things that I think we forget to see. Like a lot of times we feel, oh no, I have to do it. No, some stepping back empowers the person you're stepping back from.
Yes, I like that, Janet. Like, for example, she said that she wanted to get the euthanasia. How do you call that? Euthanasia?
Euthanasia. What is it?
It's like when you decide to like to get killed, let's say, because they put this injection and then you die.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not yeah.
Euthanasia. We call it euthanasia. I don't know what's the name in English.
Yeah, neither do I.
But it is a name that is when you are in this condition, they can somehow you can ask and sign, saying that is more, it has more dignity just to die instead of being that way. But my mom was not really that bad to get there. But but she was kind of saying that for
She said the name.
Euthanized. Thank you, Solly Jason. Yes, thank you so much. That's the word. Euthanized. Yes, see, I wasn't wrong.
So I learned a new word today.
So I was like, I told her, well, if that's your choice, I'm okay with it. And I left her for a few days without, talking. And then yesterday she sent me this message all about life and this and that. And I was like, oh, she changed. Good. So you
empowered her, Maya.
Yeah, somehow she got empowered, saying, oh, this isn't going to work. Because that somehow is a manipulation. Oh, I don't want you to die. Oh, I don't want you to this. I want you, she's asking for this attention. Mm-hmm. And we are her children, and we love her, but we cannot do more. There is a part that she needs to do. And she has an inner child that needs to heal still abandonment. And we cannot heal for her. We can take care of our wounds, but no hers. Mm-hmm. And so she kind of felt that from all the children around, because we were all like, okay, we're taking some distance. If that's your choice, we're okay with it. And she kind of noticed that it didn't work. So she became again the adult and was responding differently towards, what was happening.
That is extremely powerful, Maya.
And yesterday when I saw her, she was like, before I was like, oh, wow, you look great. And then she was talking like an adult, and she was already in her power. So I was like, wow, look at her. Look how she can grow up when we allow them. Yes. Mm-hmm. So your children, it's like sometimes these children are very demanding. And like the other day, I had this teacher testing me and said, but how do you see from the systemic point of view these children that this and that and that? She was explaining how the parents are so giving now because they don't want these children to go through what they went through and this and that. Well, that's the parents trying to resolve something in them through those children. So I don't want to yell at my child. I don't want to correct my child. And it's a mess because we are trying to find that balance.
We went through, I can say it as a parent, and I know you can say, mm-hmm. We went through the other extreme.
Yes.
So now it's time to bring balance.
Yes, exactly. So that thing of belonging, let's go to the belonging because that's what we are here for, mm-hmm. says this. Well, belonging to a clan was relevant. It was even a matter of life or death. Being expelled from the clan was dangerous because it was difficult to survive outside the clan. It is true. Let's think about the cavemen. They were about instincts. But they started to get organized in clans, because it's easier to survive if we are in a clan. But if we are not in a clan and one of you decides to go and the weather is rough, you might die. Or animals can eat you. Or other tribes can get you. I mean, all the dangers of that moment in history made you feel like being in a clan would be easier for you to survive. Still a surviving mode.
Yes.
That is in us. Those memories are in us.
Totally ingrained.
Yes. Because our ancestors throughout history, from that beginning till now, have been
in survival
mode. One day was because the tiger was gonna eat us, and then now the bank is going to eat us because we don't have the money to pay and this and that. Same story, but different scenario.
Oh my God.
Can you see it? Just slaves, just some people slaves of brands. That's still being slave.
Yeah.
So we are still there.
That's a nice concept. Like, what are we slave to?
What are we slave to?
I think that's going to be your homework.
Yeah.
For next week. Put it in the comment. What are we slave to?
Yes, exactly. So all of these somehow keep you. Those are memories of that surviving mode that still applies in you, and you cannot recognize. And so you feel like if I'm not in my clan or with my clan or part of a clan, then I might die.
And it's a real fear that we have.
Yes. And if you see better, in this process of evolution for the human, we already went from this period of time, because that was part of the plan for the human, being in that surviving mode. And there was a power that got infiltrated that made us believe that. But we already transcended that, and we are in a new consciousness where everything you want can be possible. But if you still don't recognize that in you, then you still go back to the old programming and starts pulsing in you, and it's hard for you to break from it. Yes. So we are already in the new programming. But if you're not there yet, means that you're still trapped in the old programming of your ancestors. Our ancestors. Because we are all part of that.
So how can they untrap themselves?
Then we need to constellate.
We need to constellate, yes.
Because your system is carrying something from that survival mode. What could that be? That you feel like if I free from my system to do it differently, then I will feel like I don't belong, and then I can fail. Or I don't, because we don't want a failure.
Nobody wants to fail, yeah. But that's how we feel.
Then I feel fear of being bullied, or people laughing at me because I couldn't do it. Like, I wasn't good enough to do it by myself. All of these things come to you. That's part of the programming, the old programming.
Yeah, for me it was like, what will people think? It's like I had to be perfect. I have to be perfect. To be perfect.
I have to be perfect. I have to do it all perfect for others to see that I'm worthy enough, let's say.
And then what happens for a lot of people, you just stay there and you don't progress.
Exactly. So as you can see, there is a lot of weight in us that we don't even see. And we think we're free when we are not there yet. We are on our way to freedom, to consciousness, because when we get to be conscious of this, we can free ourselves from the program, from that programming.
Yeah, because we're ready to observe and look at it. So now we observe, we look at it, and then now we can really truly start doing the work.
Yes,
to free ourselves.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's see what else it says. So we had this fear because being expelled from the clan was dangerous because it was difficult to survive outside the clan. A human without clan protection was at the mercy of other animals, the climate, nature, and other tribes. And he or she was mostly likely destined to die. So we feel like if I don't have that support, then I'm going to die. Like a baby, if I don't have that nurturing, that love, I'm going to die. So it's a fear of, it's an instinct, survival instinct.
Like I said, it's that primitive fear of not feeling safe.
Yes.
You know you're gonna die or something. So yeah, it's like
that we spoke today earlier about our true nature and our true parents.
yes.
So if I'm not there anymore and I'm here in this new consciousness, then I don't have that fear because I know the universe has got my back.
Yes, and that's key. The universe always has your back. Always.
Yes, exactly. So when we feel that the clan or the system reject us, we feel vulnerable. We feel that we are left without protection and that we will not be able to survive. This is a memory practically from the time of the caves, and one of the reasons why we are afraid of leaving the pattern established by the clan. Because later on, you know, as much as the human was evolving and becoming more intelligent, more Homo sapiens, let's say, not so animalistic, more Homo sapiens, then we started building these communities and subdivisions inside these clans. And of course, in order to have order and being able to manage the whole clan, then laws happen. Or, things that this is right, this is wrong, you can do this, you cannot do that. And if you want to be part of this clan, you must follow this. Otherwise, you have to leave and die outside. Right? So back then you would say, no, yes, I want to be part of the plan, part of the clan and what the structure says. Mm-hmm. And that's how we started getting conditioned. Yes, yes. So in the past, every community created their own ways of doing things in order to maintain the perpetuation of the clan. Everybody in the community adapted to follow what was established without question. Oh, I cannot question the clan. That's what it is. This happened for generations in every culture on the planet. So every culture had this process of creating these structures for the clans to have continuity. Mm-hmm. And we have been following the same. Just see your culture. Where did your grandparents came from? Because they are carrying cultural things that you might be carrying as well. We need to know the story of our ancestors, at least where they come from. Yes, because, and where were they in those survival times? Because they are carrying things too. Yes. So we still carry this information into the epigenetics of our DNA. That's important to know, because you might
so fascinated with that.
Yes, because we cannot say, oh yeah, that was the past. What are these girls talking about? Well, scientifically, right, we are carrying that information in our epigenetic, because DNA is not about only the information, the genes, and what your parents gave you, the color of your eyes or your hair, and this and that and that, but also those memories of adaptation that they went through. So all of that is in you, kind of dormant, right? But sometimes, or maybe at any moment, you go through a stress in your life, and maybe that stress was similar to one that your ancestors went through, then those memories can awaken in you and you can feel what they felt and act as they acted and enter in that survival mode and do things that you wouldn't think that you would do, but you would do because that's the only way to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So epigenetics, something that we must be aware of. That's when I'm saying that we are carrying the information from the caveman. We are.
It's like when they say it's in your blood.
It is in our blood.
It's in our blood.
It is in our blood. But also in your blood is the information of your true origin.
I'm like, yeah, on that.
You know,
Yeah,
the one that
too.
you come from the stars, from other planets, other realities, other dimensions. That is there too. We have so much information. That DNA is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I would say that I wish I could just have a telescope and you know and see everything that, oh, let me see my true origin. Not only the one from this lifetime or my parents or other lives, but all the multidimensionally, where am I from? Who were my parents there? What were the powers? How life goes there? How is the shape of those bodies there? How the soul incarnates there? And how is the experience of being something there? Because it's not all human, you know? We need to think beyond.
Definitely beyond. Because that right there was really beyond, but it is. Yes.
So, although today life offers us a wide range of possibilities to live life fully, we still base many of our decisions on our ancestors' survival. And I recommend you to see the movies, The Croods. Did you see The Croods?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
It's a cartoon movie. I so love it.
I've heard of it, but I haven't
You
seen
must watch that. It's called The Croods, and it's for children. But it is a beautiful movie because it's about this caveman family.
I'm gonna have to see it.
Yes, and then of course there's one of those members of the family who wants to break the structure. Yes, so the father says, okay, at this time we must get into the cave and close it with the big stone. No one is going to be, because we need to survive from animals outside and this and that. And then everybody was following what the father would say. The father was trying to protect the whole family, right? Mm-hmm. But this girl, right, that energy of, but why? What is so dangerous out there? And then she finally got to escape and to see the world outside. And then it's showing us how we used to just follow the patterns without even questioning.
Without questioning, yes.
Oh, it is like that because my mom said, or because my father said it. But and who told your father that? You know, oh, my grandpa. And who told you, grandpa? Where does this come from? So we need to question. Our job at this moment is to start questioning ourselves.
So when you hear yourself saying, well, that's the way it's always been done, stop.
Yes.
And question that.
Rephrase. What? No, wait. What am I saying? What am I thinking?
It's like,
really, is this the only option I have?
Yes. Question.
Yes. Yes. So, also I put this movie here. It's called Quest for Fire, which is a movie. I love that movie because it's very raw, let's say. It doesn't have like a script or a protagonist, the same protagonist. It was just this clan of cavemen in this survival mode going through behind fire because they didn't know how to produce fire. And then they thought the magic of the fire would keep the clan alive. So they were following people who had the fire stealer from this tribe, but they didn't know they could produce it themselves. So it's very interesting because what I love about this movie is that you get to see how, for example, we get to laugh. Some, let's say, in the soul, in the soul um, state, will know what laughing is or crying is. So when we get to be in that state of the human, someone, let's say, want to experience what to laugh is and to cry is. That's why all of these people from other dimensions want to come and have the human experience because they want to know what that is.
What that feels like.
What it feels like.
That is so interesting that the soul, because we are complete. The soul doesn't know what it is to cry or laugh because we are complete. So
but the human is the only one who has that human heart,
and we come to find that out.
Yes. So it is information.
Yes.
These sort of feelings that we have that other let's say beings don't have, is they want to know what that is, but they cannot understand it. They must incarnate in a human body to be able to understand it, to feel it, and to say, that's what it is, even though it's painful or it makes me laugh. Because all of these feelings only human beings can have, not other beings.
I find that so fascinating and so liberating too.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So someday we won't be having this, and that's what I love about being here. I mean, it is beautiful, Janet, that I love you, that I can hug you and say, I love you, Janet, and feel you. And we can have that exchange of energy, of feeling.
We did that creation.
Yes.
You know, so
that is so amazing. Not other species or not other beings in the universe can feel that.
So you see how special we are?
We are very special. Yes. So let's see. So mostly we have the tendency to reject change as it makes us feel insecure, doubt, fear, or bewilderment. Usually, when we want to experience something new or different, the voice of our ancestors come to say, but what if? Have you had that phrase in your mind at certain point when you want to do it differently, saying, but what if? And you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it the way I'm used to. People know about it, and that's the way. I'm not going to do it differently. That's so important for you to see.
Yeah.
We're denying the other 1,000 possibilities because of one phrase that tells you, what if you lose? So the unknown, which is not the unknown, it is the memories of survival in your unconsciousness. The unknown will always create an internal shock for us. We don't like to get out of our comfort zone. Oh, I don't want to be the one, seeing if it's right or not, or if it's going to work or not. That's why I admire all of those people who decided to take the next step and see if it works or not.
Yes, and then we say bravo to them.
Yes, that we honored you for, being the first ones to bring things. We wouldn't have all of this technology if someone didn't believe it could be possible.
Exactly.
Or had fear of failing. We wouldn't be so comfortable if someone back then said, but what if?
I think, and we need to change that fear of failure, like Einstein, that when they told him, how does it feel to fail 1,000 times? And he turned around and he said, no, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just found out 1,000 ways on how not to do it.
I love it, Janet. Beautiful. That's it. There you go. Let's see what else. So this is one of the reasons why we tend to choose the traditional. Better safe than sorry. So after you say, what if? Oh, no. Better safe than sorry.
And isn't that the next line you usually say?
It is. It is. Or you tell your child the same thing. But what if oh, it's better to do it this way because then you can be sorry later. So you also train your child not to believe in a new possibility, but to follow your own fear. Isn't that something?
That is true. That is true.
So have you ever heard yourself saying this while we don't notice? Oh, have you ever heard yourself saying those words? While we don't notice when we choose the traditional, is that we remain in the past.
Wow. I never even thought of it that way.
Yes.
We remain in the past.
So next time you say that, just think about it twice and say, oh my God, I'm going back in history to just do it like my ancestors did. Maybe that would be your push to take you to take one step forward and step back. What if? Let me see what happens if I take the next step. Mm-hmm. So only by accepting change can we break the pattern of the past and evolve in our experience as humans.
So you're up for the challenge?
Are you up for the challenge? That's the question. And we're going to leave it there, right? I would say that's
nice way. Yes, nice.
That's a good way a good part to end this conversation. And we hope somehow this information that we have been sharing tonight can bring you some light, expand your possibilities, your mind, your possibilities, and say, what if I take the next step instead of what if I retreat?
So like I say, are you up for the challenge?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let us know in the comments.
Yes, please. All right, guys. Well, before I go, I want to invite you because we are about to begin our new training program on family constellations. And we are actually starting next week. Next weekend, we will be from 9 to 6, both days, Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 6. And these are really, I would say, more retreat, soul retreats, because they are all soul work, where you will be able to see the disorders of the system that affect you directly and how to liberate that. And actually, you will be experiencing that liberation in this program. So there are 8 modules. If you want to know more information about them, just go to my website, systemichealinginstitute.com, and then you get you get to see all the modules. There are 8 modules. Also, you get to see what they are about, their content, and the dates and the values, and you actually can register there. Also, I invite you to see the testimonies of our graduates. Mm-hmm. So you can see what they got to change when they went through this program. I'll be so happy to be your guide and to help you facilitate this part of the work that we all must do. Ancestral healing is one of those parts that all of us must do. Just as you do when you align your chakras and you work on your beliefs, and then you do all of this work, is wonderful. But soul work, that's relevant. And if you haven't done it, it's essential. Yes, Janet, it's essential. So we just wanted to invite you to experience.
Yes, I highly recommend it. Having gone through it myself, it has been very life transforming for me. You will have the support, of course, of our teacher Maya, plus all the other facilitators that have done the course. Mm-hmm. And we will be there kind of just being your guide and holding your hand and helping you go through a process. And then the beauty of it, then you can take that and serve the world with that. It's just a beautiful way to serve the world.
Yes, it is a possibility as well. Mm-hmm. After you go through the whole program, you will do your own process. At the same time, you will learn how to do this for others
and bring others into the fold.
Yes,
so they can see and understand. And yes, it's so nice to see the light bulb. Like, that's why I do that.
Yes, exactly.
It's very, it is.
And it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Oh, because the other day I was talking to some of the ones that are already doing constellation work, and they say, Oh my God, but that face at the end, even if they didn't have paid me, but they still pay me, of course, it was beyond what they pay me. This lady felt like, oh my God, that really fulfilled my whole being. I felt like a really true service, and that person, she was so happy, and she just, the way she looked at me was like, thank you. With her eyes, she was reading that grateful, how grateful she was for what she needed to liberate. So possibilities. We are a possibility, and we want you to be able to take this possibility and experience it. And so at the end, you can really say, oh, yes.
Yeah. And thrive in your life. That's what I like seeing, to thrive in your life and whatever your life purpose is. You know, this is a tool because it works on you.
Exactly. Yes. All right, my dears. So it was a pleasure as
like always. Thank you. And of course, buy the book.
Buy the book.
We also have the program as
Soul's
well.
Journey on Hotmart. I would say,
yeah,
our training program on systemichealinginstitute.com.
And of course, hit the like, subscribe, and share it with everyone you know.
Yes. And if you want to consulate, here is one of our facilitators. Contact Janet at
407-460-5756. And I know we're very excited that before we know, we're going to have a full directory.
Yes,
with all the of Constellator as well.
And she constellates online and also on site.
In person. Yes, in both Spanish and English.
Yes, exactly. All right, so I guess that's it for tonight. We send you love and hugs and blessings.
Yes, for all our loyal fans, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. Bye. Have a good night and a beautiful weekend.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.